Welcome to my channel, coin collectors and curious minds alike. Today, we're diving deep into the world of American numismatics to uncover the remarkable story of a small yet powerful piece of history, one you might even have in your pocket change right now. It's the 2001 New York State quarter. But not just any quarter. This is the rare edition marked with a P Mint mark from the Roosevelt Mint, and it's been astonishing collectors and dealers across the country by fetching values as high as $141. So what makes this coin so special? Let's begin our journey. The year 2001 may not seem so far back, but in coin collecting terms, it's already a part of modern American history. It was a time when the U.S. Mint was fully immersed in one of the most ambitious coin programs the country had ever seen, the 50-state quarters program. Launched in 1999, this initiative was designed not just to commemorate each of the 50 U.S. states, but to bring a sense of unity, education, and pride to American pockets and change jars. Each state would be featured on the reverse of a U.S. quarter, released in the order they joined the Union. And in 2001, it was New York's turn. New York, of course, joined the Union in 1788. It's a state known across the world, iconic, vibrant, and steeped in history. So when it came time to design its commemorative quarter, the U.S. Mint had a tall order. How do you capture the essence of such a vast, culturally rich, and economically powerful state within the tiny confines of a 25-cent piece? The answer came in the form of a breathtaking design that instantly resonated with both New Yorkers and collectors nationwide. Now, here's where things get even more fascinating. Although millions of New York quarters were produced in 2001, both in Philadelphia and Denver, the Philadelphia Mint batch holds a curious and coveted rarity. Among the sea of standard circulation coins, a small number exhibit unique characteristics that make them stand out. These include striking errors, die variations, and unintentional quirks that occurred during the production process. For seasoned numismatists and eagle-eyed collectors, these details are pure gold. Metaphorically speaking, of course, the hunt for one of these rare quarters often starts in the most humble of places. Imagine pulling out a handful of coins to pay for your morning coffee, glancing down, and seeing something unusual. The shine catches your eye, or maybe the outline of New York looks a bit off. Could it be? That's the thrill of the chase that drives collectors everywhere. And when these quarters are properly appraised and authenticated, their value can leap from 25 cents to tens, or even hundreds, of dollars, but it's not just the rarity that fuels the value. There's a deep emotional and historical connection to these coins. New York has always held a special place in the American imagination, from the Revolutionary War to Wall Street, from Ellis Island to the Freedom Tower. It's a symbol of hope, struggle, and resilience. Owning a New York quarter is like holding a piece of that narrative in your hands. For many collectors, that connection is priceless. One standout example includes a 2001 P quarter with an off-center strike, graded MS 67, that sold for over $130. Another featured a dramatic die crack, almost like a lightning bolt streaking through the state outline, which caught the attention of error coin specialists. That one changed hands for $141, and it wasn't even the highest sale on record. These aren't just coins, they're stories frozen in time, relics of a precise moment when history, art, and technology converged. And then there's the growing community of collectors, online and off, sharing discoveries, comparing photos, and sometimes even trading quarters like baseball cards. On platforms like eBay and heritage auctions, these coins often make surprise appearances. One day you're browsing casually, and the next, you found a 2001 P with the telltale markers of a rare strike. The thrill never fades. As we close in on the final piece of this story, let's not forget the most pressing question of all: just how much is a 2001 New York quarter with the P Mint mark really worth today? The answer, like much in collecting, depends on the details. If you have a circulated version, it might be worth a little over face value to the right buyer. But if you're lucky enough to possess one in mint condition, or better yet, one with a recognized error, the value can reach triple digits. In recent verified sales, rare specimens of this coin have sold for as much as $141. That's right, $141 for a single quarter, and that's what makes coin collecting so endlessly fascinating. Every coin tells a story. Every detail matters. And sometimes, the most unassuming objects hold the greatest secrets. So the next time you get change at the grocery store, take a closer look. That 2001 New York quarter might just be more than pocket change, it could be a hidden treasure, a lesson in history, and a collectible worth far more than its weight in silver. In the heart of American coin collecting, few items evoke as much fascination and subtle intrigue as the 2003 Arkansas State Quarter. At first glance, it's just another member of the 50 State Quarters program, one among the many minted during the early 2000s. But what if I told you that tucked away in this widely circulated series lies a special variant, one bearing not only the proud heritage of Arkansas, but also a Roosevelt reference, the Mint Mark D, and a backstory that has collectors buzzing? A coin, seemingly ordinary, yet commanding attention in the numismatic world with a market value reaching $138. That's right, what was once a mere 25 cents can now fetch nearly 550 times its face value. But how did we get here? To understand the significance of this coin, we need to go back to the roots of both Arkansas and the U.S. Mint's ambitious State Quarters project. The year was 2003 when Arkansas finally received its long-awaited spotlight in the 50 State Quarters program. Launched in 1999, this initiative aimed to honor each U.S. state with a unique reverse design on the quarter dollar, released in the order of each state's ratification or admission into the Union. Arkansas, which achieved statehood in 1836, had its turn in this rotating tribute during the program's 5th year. While most Americans saw the Arkansas quarter as a beautiful design celebrating the state's natural beauty and rich resources, few noticed the subtle anomalies that would elevate certain versions of this coin into the realm of rarity, but it's the obverse side that truly begins our journey into rarity. By 2003, the obverse design of the quarter was still the familiar profile of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan in 1932. However, slight modifications were made to the portrait starting in 1999 to give it a more modernized feel in alignment with the State Quarters program. So where does Roosevelt come into play, you ask? After all, he's traditionally featured on the dime, not the quarter. Well, here's where things get interesting. Several 2003 Arkansas State Quarters have been found with misstrikes and anomalies, mint errors or die varieties that have puzzled even seasoned collectors. Among these anomalies, reports surfaced of coins with double die obverse, off-center strikes, and even faint impressions resembling other coin features, including partial overlays or ghosting impressions of other famous portraits like Roosevelt's. Was it a minting error? Was it a transitional design test? Or just an illusion born of damaged dies? While the U.S. Mint has made no official statement confirming the origin of these Roosevelt-marked variants, the numismatic community has developed a strong appreciation for them due to their visual intrigue and scarcity. Adding to the allure is the mint mark, specifically the letter D, which signifies that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint. Mint marks are essential for collectors because they indicate the origin of a coin. In 2003, the Arkansas quarter was struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia, marked P, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. The San Francisco Mint issued proof versions, typically intended for collectors and not general circulation. But the Denver Mint's production is where most of the more intriguing variants have emerged. While Denver did produce millions of Arkansas quarters, only a small fraction show the unique anomalies associated with Roosevelt or odd doubling effects. It's these rare error coins, bearing the D mint mark and the ghostly Roosevelt impression, that have captured the attention of savvy collectors. A well-preserved example of the 2003 Arkansas State Quarter, bearing the Denver D mint mark and displaying a Roosevelt impression or double die obverse, has recently sold for $138. That's not an asking price, that's a confirmed sale. Considering the coin's original face value is just 25 cents, the increase in worth is staggering. For context, if all your pocket change increased in value at the same rate, $1's worth of coins would be worth over $550. The truth is, most people who come across rare coins have no idea what they're holding. These coins pass through hands in vending machines, coin rolls, tip jars, and pockets, largely unnoticed. But for those who take the time to look closer, to study the fine details, to understand the history and the anomalies, great rewards await. The 2003 Arkansas Roosevelt variant is a prime example of how attention to detail can quite literally pay off. The Arkansas quarter teaches us a valuable lesson about perspective. A coin may seem common, millions were made, after all, but sometimes it's the small mistakes, the unnoticed variations, that make all the difference. A coin doesn't have to be ancient or gold to be worth something. It just needs a story. And this coin has one, a story of American craftsmanship, of accidental art, of hidden value waiting to be discovered. So next time you get a handful of quarters, don't just spend them without a glance. Take a closer look. You never know, you might be holding a piece of history. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more numismatic stories just like this one. Have a rare coin you'd like us to cover next? Drop it in the comments below, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy collecting.